Hello everyone and welcome to Avenger Park as Avondale look to continue their hot streak of form against Dandenong City last week. And they're going to be up against the Port Melbourne Sharks, who didn't have their shooting boot on last weekend in a game against Kingston City at home. Squandered plenty of chances. They're hoping to do a little bit better. And they're back at the ground, which ended their season in the elimination final last year as Avondale defeated Port Melbourne on their way to making the grand final last year. As we see, it is Avondale in their home kit of the blue, and it is Port Melbourne in their away kit of white. So crowd sort of building up. It's a beautiful afternoon in Melbourne in this new stadium for Avondale. It used to be the home of the Essendon Royals in the top flight well over a decade ago. It's been well renovated so far this game. As we see Zoran Markovski and Adam Pittock shake hands in front of us. Also Alan Mulcahy, who's not in the squad today. As we can quickly go through the two lineups. One change in the Avondale lineup with Yita Towns dropping to the bench, with Jim Burkent coming into the starting lineup. So we go through their starting lineup now. It will be Chris Oldfield in goal, a back four of James Riccobene, Phil Riccobene, Matthew Reid and Brandon Lundy, with Jim Burkent and Keenan Gibson in midfield. Tasuku Sakaya, who was a star last weekend with the one goal and setting up the other three in the number 10 position. On the wings is Yusuf Ahmed and Stefan Zini, with Liam Boland a double last week starting up top for the Avengers. For the Port Melbourne Sharks, actually we'll go through the bench. Evan Marco Giannakis, Yita Towns, Stefan Valentini, Christian Inglese and Scott Hillier, the New Zealand centre-back, who will be in the matchday squad for the first time. We'll get to the Port Melbourne lineup very shortly as we look for kick-off. It will be Jack Morgan in the middle. He's got his assistants with him, Andy Hill and Joanna Charatis. So it'll be the Port Melbourne Sharks, the away side, to kick off. It's just the final checks by the referees. It's Port Melbourne. Get ready to kick off. Just a quiet hush over the ground, and Jack Morgan starts the game. As Port Melbourne hold on to the ball with Eager. And it is Kearney forward. Koroma wins it back. Looks to drive forward and wins a foul. No. Jack Morgan lets it go. Sakaya drives it on the right wing. Skips through a few challenges and wins the throw. Take it quickly, looking for Ahmed. Koroma back, winning it. Now Kamau Ibrahim. Long ball over the top. Looking for Sam Ford, the English striker. He presses well, and Avondale will now have a throw. So we can go through the Port Melbourne lineup. Matthew Symes in goal. Amadou Koroma, Maker, Michael Eager. In fact, Maker is in midfield, so it'll be Alan Kearney with Michael Eager and Finn Beakhurst, the young Queenslander, playing left back. In midfield, Alan Kearney and Maker. Daniel Clark just in front of them. Michael Lee and Kamal Ibrahim's on the wing. Yuta Konagaya, the number 10, and Sam Ford up top. With on the bench, youngster Nick Erez, Jonathan Munoz, Vali Sesnek, Francesco Stella and Liam Ward. The sides are posted in the comments on Facebook. There's Yusuf Ahmed. Looks to get inside the box. Eager, well positioned, gets it out for a throw. So positive start in the early moments to the home side. These terrific conditions here at Avenger Park. Sakaira, and now Ahmed. Looking to switch it, deflection. Port Melbourne struggling to get this clear. Zini, ball a bit too heavy and goes out for a throw. But this Avengers side have done a really good job replacing some of the real stars that left last season. You look at Elvis Cam Sober and Kane Shepherd, who've made their way into the A-League and have very, very good starts to their A-League careers. Sakaya holds onto the ball. Now, Keenan Gibson, who did sign before Christmas with Dandy City, but he made the late transition to Avenger Park. Now they move it forward. Lundy. Now Ahmed loses out. Lundy still holds onto the ball. Goes over and gets the foul. So early set piece for the Avengers. So it's going to be Ricabene to come across and take this. Got the two Ricabenes. This is James. He waits to go retrieve the ball. Early set piece. Liam Boland did score from a set piece last week. It's closely marked by Michael Eager. All hands on deck for the Sharks. Sakaya, they take it short. Ricabene fires it in. It's easy for Symes. Now at least Port Melbourne get the opportunity just to hold on to the ball for a minute or so. It's Maker on the ball, making his first start for the Sharks. He come across from the Melbourne Victory Youth. They've put themselves into pressure, Port Melbourne. Into the box. Lee. Ball cleared up. Ford controls the ball. And into the path of Michael Lee. Cross comes Reed and gets it out. He will be a handful in NPL Victoria is Sam Ford. Really was a real gifted youngster at West Ham United. Still only in his early 20s. As now the Sharks have another throw. Conagaya. Forced out of play, but Port Melbourne retain the ball. And quickly go around the grounds. North Geelong are leading Moreland Zebras by a goal to nil after 18 minutes. Lang Warren, with Scott Miller at the helm, lead Northcote City by a goal to nil. Melbourne City Youth 1, Murray United 1. 3 o'clock kickoffs, all those games. Long over the top. It's going to be picked up by Chris Oldfield. And we've already got 2 goals in the Green Gully Heidelberg game. Gully 1, Heidelberg 1. Early stages of this one. Lundy forward. Avondale get the throw. So you can always interact with the Facebook comments on today's broadcast. This new era of NPL football, where all NPL games are covered. The top league under 20s as well. The women's NPL. Ball back to Oldfield. Too high for Boland. Eager in the midfield. Lundy will go back to Oldfield and he gets a chance to do it again. Forward. Eager switches play to Kearney. Good to see Alan Kearney back with the Port Melbourne Sharks after spending a bit of time with Dandenong City, helping them get promoted last season. Conegaya turns, gets away from Boland. Couldn't find Lee, and now Ricabene brings it forward. Runs into danger, wins the foul. He was sandwiched in between Beakhurst and Conegaya. Two Japanese number 10s going head-to-head. Well, Yuta Conegaya had an excellent season last year with Port Melbourne. Was a real big reason why they rose into the finals. Ball forward, here's Zini. Cuts it back post, too much on it for Boland. Headed back by Karoma. Kamal Ibrahim drives it forward. Needs support. After a couple of nips at his heels, wins the free. Takes it quickly. Too quickly for Jack Morgan's liking. The ball still moving, so has to go all the way back. So the Sharks are just starting to settle a little bit more. And just in the question, where is Ray Barker? Where is the ground? Well, the new Avenger Park is the Reggio Calabria Club. I believe it's not too far away from the Moreland Road exit on the freeway. Ricabene throws it in. And Matthew Reid, formerly of Green Gully, but played for Moreland City the last year. Back into the top flight. There's quite a few changes. We've got Ramazan Tavzan-Kioglu, who's moved to Oakley. And Ross Archibald, who struck up such a strong partnership in the last couple of years for the Avengers. As Archibald's moved on to Altona. So it's a new partnership at the back. You've got Ricabene and Reid today. Hillier. As I just try to play goalkeeper and protect my equipment. And now it's Ricabene to throw the ball back in. Boland can't roll his defender. Now Clark wins the throw. And a real stop-start game so far. Conegaya managed to hold on to the ball and switch it out wide. Here's Kamal Ibrahim. First real chance to stretch the legs. Plays it forward. Here's Lee on the turn, straight at Oldfield. And Oldfield collects. Long throw from him. Zuku Sakaya brings the ball forward for the Avengers. A little bit of skill, can't keep it in, and it's out for a Sharks throw. It's going to be Finn Beakhurst to throw the ball in. It's come down from the Brisbane Raw youth. We see quite a few A-League youth players come down to Victoria this year. Now Oldfield. Sakai can chest and turn. Now it's Gibson with a big switching ball out wide. A lot for Lundy to do to try to reel that in. He's tried to prevent the goal kick, but he was unable to do so. Just over 11 minutes into this game. The Sharks have settled a little bit more. It was them who scored first in the elimination final last year. The Avengers hit back and ended up winning that game. They moved on to play the Bentley Greens in the next game, and after finding themselves, here's a bad back pass. Sakai can drive forward. He shoots. Slipped as he tried to get that shot away. In the end, it's straight at Symes. We saw that Avondale last year with a very late comeback against the Bentley Greens to make the grand final. Unfortunately for them, they were beaten by Heidelberg. Had a strong FFA Cup run. And now Stefan Zini can drive. Looks to go to the byline. Cuts it back post. Sakaya. And his head is wide. Another well-worked move by the Avengers. But just a couple of times Port Melbourne have given the ball away too cheaply. Especially when you've got the attacking qualities that Avondale do. Had a couple of opportunities to cut Port Melbourne to ribbons. Now Symes will just take a little bit of time over this goal kick, try to settle his side down. The wind takes a hold of that. Lee's trying to keep it in. Couldn't turn. And it's going to be a foul. The midfielders, Jim Burkent, was heavily dealt with. And Gibson plays it on quickly. Reid switches the play to Lundy. Sakaya joined the Avengers from Apia Leichhardt. Such a strong side Apia's been up there in the New South Wales NPL. Burkent. The Avengers now switch it back out to the right. Reid fires the pass in. Ball comes back to him. Zora Markovski's just telling his charges to keep the ball moving, keep moving Port Melbourne around. And now can Yusuf hold on to it? He can't. Kamal Ibrahim turns into danger. And now they've almost turned it over again, the Sharks. Reid with a heavy touch. Ball deflects out for an Avondale throw. All clear looking for Ford. Reid away from him. Maker gets it forward now. Ford can chase after this. Reid heads it back. Turns away from Ford. He's had a good start to the game as Matthew Reid. Sam Ford hasn't really been able to get a chance to really drive forward with the ball. The first 15 minutes have now just about passed. Does give us a chance to go around the grounds, and Heidelberg have taken the lead. So they're leading 2-1 against Green Gully. Ball forward, Ricabene. Get there first and back to Oldfield. Sakaya. Can he keep it in? He can't, so it's out for a throw. So we look at NPL 1, Eastern Lions 0, Ballarat City 0 after 30 minutes. Moreland Zebras still 0, North Geelong 1, Langwarrin 2, Northcote City 1, Melbourne City Youth and Murray United are still tied at 1-1. And Werribee City have taken the lead against Brunswick City. I must admit, Werribee City is definitely my little smoky for promotion. I think they've built such a strong squad. It's the Sharks. As Lee came trying to make a run in between the centre backs, and the ball was played too wide, out for a throw. Jim Burkent is lucky with the rebound. Now Brandon Lundy. Kearney. Jerome will have to give it back to Kearney. They've worked this out of defence well, the Sharks, and now Conagay can turn. Drives it forward, leaves his outlet. Good defending by Ricabene and gets it out for a throw. You're not seeing double out here. There is two Ricabene boys, James and Phillip. Konagaya. Burkhoist can't turn away from Zini. Get support and they get it out for a throw. Ball forward, here's Lee over the top, looking for Ford. I'm now trying to deal with it, deflection shot. Falls safely for Oldfield, and that's a rocket arm. Sakaya. Maker does well, makes the challenge, and it's out for a throw. Ricabene. Turn over in midfield. Avengers get it back. Oldfield, too much on that. Just passes to his opposition goalkeeper. Matthew Symes, who really had an excellent year with the Sharks in his first year back in the top flight after spending a bit of time with Sunshine Georgies in the second division. Really became strong number one. Now Clark. Karoma forward. Smith can't reel it in. Now Gibson will bring it forward. Burkent. No one really in front of him. Konagaya picks his pocket. Settling a little bit more Port Melbourne as the game goes on. They were really under pressure early. Beakhurst out for a throw. Beakhurst to throw it in. Sharks throw it long, looking for Ford. Falls over. Ricabene, good pass. Zini skips past Maker, and now it's Liam Boland. Goes to fire it in, deflected. And whistle's gone. Liam Boland adjudged to be offside. So now the Sharks can restart. As the referee wants the ball in the exact spot. It's the Kiwi Michael Egg, who had a pretty long and successful career at South Melbourne. Ball turned over. Stefan Zini. To midfield. Ahmed Youssef lays it off. Gibson. Now Lundy heads it into his own advantage. Karoma tries to come across. He's done well, Karoma. Now he releases it to Kamal Ibrahim. Up the line. Here's Clark. Trying to turn out of danger, loses the ball. Now Sakaya in the midfield. Zini. Yusuf Ahmed. To Burkent, has a fresh air shot. Sakaya. Cuts across, can he get a shot away? Lays it off, 1-2. Tricky feet from him. Now the shot from distance. Symes bats it away from the shot from Zini. Back post. Eager gets it out for a corner. Well worked by Avondale. Just couldn't find Boland with that final cross. But you can really see the danger that Suzuku Sakaya has been causing. He really ran amok last weekend against Dandy City. He's going to be the one to come over and take this corner. Once again, all players are back for Port Melbourne. Rickabene's outside the box, lining up if it does get headed back out. Sakaya near post. The Sharks made a bit of a meal of that. Sakaya back post. They keep it alive. Reed! And it's just over the top. Symes is always stretching. Matthew Reed, the centre back, heads it back across goal. And he was very close. That's as closest of any side has come to scoring so far today. It's nearly halfway through the first half. Ball out wide. Lee couldn't keep it in. Rickabene up the line. Zini keeps it in. Ball's taken away from him. In the midfield. Gibson and Ford fight over it. Ford wins it back. Now Clark in midfield. Kamal Ibrahim loses the ball. Foul on Sakaya. Now Avondale. Gibson switches it out wide to Lundy. Ball in, looking for Boland over his head. Zini. Let the ball run. Now loses it. Lee. Around the corner. Beakhurst, they're working in a really tight corner. A slip over Avondale. Eager. Looking for Konagaya. Sakaya, the two Japanese attacking midfielders do battle. Ball's turned over. Now Kamal Ibrahim. It's done well initially, but losed it out to Lundy. Yusuf Ahmed, good control. Sakaya. Gibson switches it out wide. Gangi's found Lundy with that crossfield ball. Crossed in, headed away. Now the Sharks once again can't get out of defence. Sakaya drives inside the box, fires it, and fires it wide. Almost put it into the Calabria club, which is located behind the goals at the left-hand side. So far, Port Melbourne have been able to hold out Avondale. We just got a false start here. Now Eager. Looking for Ford. Rickabene wins the header. Zini. Quick feet by Burkent. Sakaya won't get there first. Kearney comes across. And great experience to find Maker in the midfield. Ibrahim around the corner. Lundy read it. And the Avengers get the ball back and stay on the attack. Burkent. Ibrahim gives away the foul. He's disappointed with that. Felt it was a shoulder-to-shoulder charge. Avondale are going to have another dangerous free kick. We did see Sakaya score last week from a pretty decent range at Dandy City. This one's a little bit further away. It's perfect for Rickabene to try to find a teammate. It will be Sakaya, back post. Who can get there? It's Symes. And Symes collects good, positive goalkeeping. Slices it out wide again. You see there is a slight wind pushing the ball towards the broadcast side of this ground. Sakaya just couldn't find Rickabene. As the wind starts to pick up just a little bit more. As Ford just rocketed into the face of Lee. Wins the ball back. Conagaya needs support. Boland. It's a very striker's challenge from Liam Boland. Now Eager to Kearney, and they can switch play. Alan Kearney drives it forward. Waiting for the ball. Clark was able to pick the ball back up. Kamal Ibrahim trying to turn. He's done well, Ibrahim. Here's a chance for the Sharks to drive forward. Out wide. Lee lays it off looking for Conagaya. He's missed him. And now Ahmed Youssef, who has swapped wings with Stefan Zini, drives it forward. Hurst wins the ball back. Now Lee. Cuts inside. It's found Ford. Ford looking to get a shot away. He gets it away. It gets well underneath it. And that ball's going to find its way to the trees right at the back of the goal. Best little moment there by Port Melbourne. So you can always interact with us through the Facebook comments. Let us know what you thought of the NPL Victoria weekend so far. As we wait for a ball, it gives us another opportunity to go through, see the live scores. Green Gully have equalised, so Green Gully 2, Heidelberg United 2. And the other game, that's almost at half-time, 43 minutes gone in that one. There's a few goals in the NPL 2 as well. Eastern Lions have taken the lead against Ballarat City, 1-0. North Geelong still 1-0 up against Moreland Zebras. Langwarrin are now put 3 past Northcote City, so Langwarrin 3, Northcote City 1. Melbourne City Youth 2, Murray United 1. And Brunswick City and Werribee City are now 1-1 with Brunswick City equalising. So that's around the grounds here on this NPL Saturday. I do apologise, I haven't got the NPLW scores. Matteo Palazzeri will be calling a game today. Ball forward. Here's Clark. Looking for support. Finds it. And trying to find it, Reed. And Youssef wins the foul. There's no real need there for Clark. He had Youssef in the corner with no way out. Little push on him and the foul, and the Avengers get out of danger. Chris Oldfield. Eager wins the battle against Boland. Gibson and Rickabenes. Turnover. Here's an opportunity for the Sharks to drive through Ford. Maker. Slices the shot, bounces in front of Oldfield, but he's right behind it and collects. Over the top. Karoma turns away from Zini. Gives it up though. Here's Boland. Looking for support. Finds it in Lundy. Lundy, great bit of skill. And wins the corner. He's done a good job overlapping as Brandon Lundy. So wait for James Riccobene to come over and take this corner. It is a smallish crowd here at Avenger Park. See quite a few fans behind that goal. Just finding a little bit of shade. It's pretty open grounds. Ricabene, near post. Boland trying to flick it. Stays alive. Phil Ricabene. Sakaya, back post. Who can get there? Headed back by Reed, but a little push gives away the foul. He's always favourite to win that header. There was no need for the little push in the back. Jack Morgan, the man in the middle, gives the foul. Once again, this false start. Conagaya drops deep to pick up the ball. Smith. Phil Ricabene, mostly noted as a fullback, but just at the moment, with they did bring in Charlie Beverley in pre-season. Unfortunately, he had a pretty serious knee injury and he's pretty much ruled out for the season. So Scott Hillier from Team Wellington, Kiwis come across, so he's on the bench today after missing out last week. So they do have defensive options, the Avengers, going forward. But at the moment, Phil Ricabene has done a good job with Matthew Reid. Big switching ball. The wind takes that one. Symes will have is able to hold on to it and throws it back. Done a really good job making it hard for Port to play out from the back. Karoma just plays it long. Reid gets behind it. Maker. Picks it up in midfield. Karoma. Sakaya does the defensive work as well, but the throw goes to the Sharks. Now Lundy. A dangerous area. Turns it over. Just happy to hold on to possession for the moment at Port. Eager finds Beakhurst, switching ball. Could have been a handball, but Kamal Ibrahim picks it up anyway. And Kamal Ibrahim, only real option he's got is wide. Yusuf has to kick it out as he's copped a knock. So Yusuf Ahmed is going to get a little bit of medical treatment. Hasn't been a great deal of goalmouth action in this game so far. Matthew Reid with a header across goal has come closest so far. It just went over the top. A couple of strikes from distance that have been either way too high or pretty tame and easy for the goalkeeper. Port Melbourne will be fairly happy with this half, away from home to a very strong team like the Avengers, and still be 0-0. And sportingly, the Sharks give the ball back. Yusuf Ahmed still very struggling on the sidelines. They do have attacking options with Stefan Valentini, who was a former South Melbourne junior, spent the last few years playing in the lower leagues in Germany. He's had a really, really positive start to his pre-season. So they do have options and it looks like Yusuf Ahmed might have to be a substitution there. Ricabene. So Avondale to 10 men at the moment. Gibson out wide. Poor pass from him under pressure. The Sharks will have the throw. Kamal Ibrahim, who won the gold medal playing for Port Melbourne quite a few seasons ago. Spent a bit of time at the Avengers. But last season returned to Port Melbourne and really got his career back on track. So again, he was an important part in the Sharks making the finals last season. And on his day, he can be absolutely devastating, can Kamal Ibrahim. Brandon Lundy and the co has kept him fairly quiet in the first half. The midfield. And now Konagaya will drive it. Looking for Beakhurst and cut out. Now Zini. Sakaya. Great skill to get away from Maker. Over the top. Zini will chase after it, so will Symes, and Symes will get there first. And he's very close to put that onto the Tulla Freeway. So we're just trying to chase up another ball. Lucky I've got a big wire net right on the edge of the freeway, so to prevent balls from getting there. A few of the juniors will go try to scamper and try to get that ball back. Ahmed Yusuf has made his way back onto the pitch. I just heard the physio just tell us they're going to see how he is at half-time. So we're getting close to half-time. They'll make their decision as Konagay is fouled in midfield. Kearney wants to take it quickly. Once again, Jack Morgan wants the free kick to be taken exactly where the foul was. A few times Jack Morgan has stopped the game. So it looks like Kearney's got to move back a couple of metres to take this free kick. So it's been Konagaya. So it looks like Avondale's made a decision on Ahmed Yusuf. So they will make that change with Valentini on for Yusuf Ahmed. As Jack Morgan gives the Sharks a foul, so they will make that change. So Ahmed Yusuf is unable to continue after taking a knock. And Stefan Valentini comes on. So the strong pre-season's really caused havoc against Altona in one of the pre-season games, scoring a really good goal. So still going to be very dangerous in attack. But now it's the Sharks. As Jack Morgan tells Clark to wait. Get a second bite at this. It was a good delivery too by Clark. Jack Morgan sorting out a few pushing and shoving. In the 41st minute, can the Sharks take the lead? Back post delivery. Boland flicks the header away and it goes out for a corner. Excellent delivery by Daniel Clark. Another Queenslander who comes to Victoria, had an excellent career at Hume City, especially with those FFA Cup runs in the early years. Last season made the switch to J.L. Murphy Reserve with Port Melbourne. It's been an excellent sighting from Adam Piddick. Another chance for a corner. Decent ball in again. It's headed away. Now Clark. Gets it out for a throw. So Avondale have dealt with that well. It's Ford, plays it forward. Beakhurst fires it across. Wasn't too far away as Oldfield did make the dive. Nice little move there by Port Melbourne. Beakhurst, the right back, found his way into the box and really fired that across. Fortunately, there was nobody there to get a touch on it and direct it goalwards. Oldfield. The ball and Kearney over the top. Clark just clears it. Lundy can't keep it in. So close to half time. Still no goals. We're in the half time over at Green Gully. That's still 2-2. So that's the half time score over there. Yellow NPL Victoria game. Here, it's Beakhurst to drive it forward. Looking for Ford. Reed gets the header away. 3 Port Melbourne players around it, but they hold on to it. Lee, heavy touch, gets it clear. Boland can't control it. So Beakhurst to take the throw. Ford flicks the header on. Conagaya loses the ball. Ball forward. Kearney gets there before Boland. Kearney and Eager have really dealt with Liam Boland well in this first half. Midfield. Burkent's done well. Sakaya forward. Here's Valentini. Trying to cut it back. It's deflected off Karoma and it's out for an Avengers corner. We're very close to stoppage time. Looks like it's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. To wait for Ricabene to come across. James Ricabene makes his way from one side of the pitch to the other to take this. Avondale got all their players bunched up near the penalty spot. Back post. Reed will be able to head this back across. Dangerous area. Maker clears it. Sakaya over the top. Reed gets the header. Symes with a great save. The flag did stay down on Reed. Once again, a header across the goal, but the Toll goalkeeper in Symes was able to parry that over the top. But they're still not out of danger. As Ricabene is going to come across to take another corner. Clipping ball in. Symes punches. Sakaya. Going to be out for an Avengers throw. They take quickly. Burkent. Kamal Ibrahim wins the ball back. Close to half-time. They've just got to clear this Port Melbourne. It's Karoma. Eventually can turn. Gets the foul. So 3 minutes of stoppage time in this first half, mainly because of that Yusuf Ahmed injury. I hope it's a minor knock, we hope. Stefan Valentini, the man to come on. Kearney clears it. Gibson heads it forward. Maker into the back of Sakaya. Kearney slices it away again. Ford backs in. Can't control it. Lundy to Gibson. And now Ricabene. As Lee wins the challenge and it goes out for an Avengers throw. Zoran Markowski, coach of Avondale after taking over from Anthony Barbieri. Did an excellent job to take Avondale from the state leagues to the NPL final. It's been remarkable growth from the Avengers over recent years. Now, Sakaya, the midfield, Clark. It's going to be a late chance for the Sharks as Conagaya drives it forward. Here's a chance for Ford. Can he control it? Tries to turn. The Avengers get it clear. It's good work from Burkent. Now they can drive it forward. Lundy. The Sharks get it back, and it is half-time here at Avenger Park, where Avondale probably had the better of the first half with a couple of great chances to Matthew Reid, the centre-back. It is 0-0. Port Melbourne would be happy with that scoreline away from home. They must say that Avondale really controlled the majority of that first half, but it still sets it up to be a decent second half. And just once again, we can quickly go across the grounds before we have a half-time break. So we will look at NPL Victoria still 2-2. It is still the half-time break between Green Gully and Heidelberg. And that's what it is here at half-time. So we're just going to have a quick break, and we'll be back for the second half shortly. Hello everybody and welcome back for the second half of Avondale versus Port Melbourne. As both sides are in the huddle. Also seems that Avondale might be making a half-time substitution. Scott Hillier is Kiwi. He's on the sidelines for the moment, all kitted up, ready to come on. They already had to make a substitution in the first half where Ahmed Youssef was injured and Stefan Valentini had to come on. So Scott Hillier joins Matthew Reid. It's in the heart of the defence. It's going to be Keenan Gibson, the midfielder. He's come off, so that means there'll be a change with Philip Riccobene coming in. So now the Avengers now kicking to the right-hand side. Lee couldn't control it. Maker wins the ball back. Ball goes out for a throw. See the wind picking up quite a bit. Sharks now have this throw. Avondale deal with it. Boland gets a foul and it will be the first yellow card of this game. It's going to go to Lee. So Michael Lee's in the book. It's both sides just getting into the swing of the second half. As I said, Avondale have already had to make 2 substitutions. Keenan Gibson at half-time. Scott Hillier, who moved to centre-back, and Philip Riccobene, who started at centre-back into midfield, and a straight swap with Ahmed Youssef to Stefan Valentini. Boland, just a little bit slow on the ball, gives it up. Ball forward. Reid comes across with a strong challenge on Ford. Now Lee. Over the top. Beakhurst trying to turn. Hillier gets the ball back. Riccobene. Sliding challenge by Conagaya is penalised, but the referee says continue forward. And now here goes Zini. Zini trying to drive. He's cynically taken down by Kearney, and Kearney will take the yellow card. Zini stopped and then he was going to accelerate past the veteran. Now it's an early set piece for Avondale. Can the Avengers, who came close a couple of times in the first half, mainly through Matthew Reid, who's up for this set piece. But the delivery has been excellent by Sakaya and Riccobene at times, the right foot and the left footer. Here's a chance for the Avengers. Sakaya with the delivery. Symes punches it away. Zini fires it back in. Now Lundy over the top. Beakhurst picks it up. Now Symes gets an awkward bouncing ball that he clears into the middle of the park. Riccobene heads it out wide. Lundy. Now Maker versus Sakaya. Sakaya, great strength to hold onto it and releases Lundy. Lundy, back post ball from him. Eager deals with it. And the ball will trickle out for a throw. Excellent delivery by Lundy, but great positioning as always by Michael Eager. That's right, there was a problem with the team sheets earlier, but ball into the box. Lundy fires it. Oh, it just clips the top of the crossbar. In fact, it was Zini. Zini's the one who fired that in. Yes, there was a mix-up with the team sheets earlier. Beakhurst is number 18, Lee's number 2. On the official team sheets, they had it handwritten in and they were the opposite numbers, so that has been rectified for the second half. We do thank you to Greg Beakhurst for messaging through. Over the top. And it goes out for a throw. Looks to be a really excellent signing is Finn Beakhurst. Coming down to NPL Victoria. Now it's going to be Lundy to throw the ball back. Now Lundy can go up the line. The target's Boland. Eager again over the top. Valentini picks it up. Eager again with the challenge. Clark forward, and Lundy gets it out for another throw. Maker in midfield. Tezuku Sakaya playing a little bit closer to Liam Boland here in the second half. On the midfield, forward over the top. Here's a chance for Beakhurst. Can he cut it back? He can. Reed slides in. They clear it away. Ricabene. And Clark. And now here's Kamal Ibrahim. The Sharks stay on the attack. Clark. Reed across. Not only does he win the challenge, he collects the ball, and now he can bring the Avengers forward. Stefan Valentini will drive. In the midfield, awkward ball for Jim Burkent to control. Now the ball's with Boland. Hasn't been the greatest of days so far for Liam Boland. Turns it over. Now Ford. Same as can be said by the number 9 from the Sharks, Sam Ford. Miscontrols that one, but the Sharks will have the throw. Off the edge of the box. Konugaya gets the shot away. Fires it into the glass at the Reggio Calabria club. Opened up to him on his left foot. Doesn't have his shooting boots on today as he didn't last week. He could have got a hat-trick last week against Kingston City looking at the highlights package. It was a pretty bumpy pitch to play on, but there's a couple of opportunities that he just sort of squandered. But so far this season, Port Melbourne have defended well. They haven't conceded. It's a 0-0 draw. The ball goes wide. Sakaya. As the Sharks will make substitution soon. Looks like it's going to be Daniel Clark on for Stella. So they'll make that substitution soon. At the moment, Symes will clear. Goes over the top. Oldfield will watch it go out for a goal kick. So the second half just bit stop-start like the first half, so they will make that substitution now. Francesco Stella on for Daniel Clark, is it? In fact, it's going to be Sam Ford, so they've made that change. So the Englishman, Sam Ford, struggled a little bit to get into the game. Adam Pittix decided to make the change. Francesco Stella, who did spend a little bit of time in the A-League, Central Coast Mariners, and a little bit of time with the Melbourne Victory. He comes on to replace Sam Ford, who must have been he's limping a little bit as he makes his way to the bench. Long ball. Boland forward. Eager and Lee get it clear. Out for a throw. Long clearing ball. Difficult for the defence. Hillier heads it back. Clark forward. Beakhurst has done well, and now the ball's through. Here's a chance. Can he keep it in? He can't. There's Daniel Clark making that run. Just had a little bit too much on it, out for a goal kick. Avondale would have seen the Bentley Greens last night. It's an excellent performance against Pascoe. They did have a late scare with Davey Van Schip getting 2 goals in quick succession to bring it back to 3-2 before Brodie Taylor was able to finish it for the Bentley. So they'll be definitely be looking to try to keep pace with the top sides this year. Sort of expecting to beat sides at home. But they've got to defend well here as Kamal Ibrahim on the left wing. Trying to cut it in too close to Oldfield, who collects. Wants to throw it in quick. Jim Burkent. To Boland. Trying to turn eager. Avondale will hold on to the ball. Burkent switches it out wide. Caroma cushions the header. Now here's Stella. As it looks like Daniel Clark's moved to the more advanced position, and Francesco Stella will be playing out wide. Caroma's done well to find Clark. Clark can drive forward. Cuts it back, and over the top goes Conagaya. Another opportunity for Yuta Conagaya. He's had quite a few this season, as I said earlier. And from that range, he really should be hitting the target and testing Oldfield. Got underneath it, and the best chance for Port Melbourne has been squandered. So Chris Oldfield, this gang hasn't really been tested in this game so far. We've seen with Daniel Clark running those channels since he's been gone up top. The last 5 minutes he's made a couple of those runs. This time was found, and Yuta Conagay will be very disappointed with that effort. Can Avondale make them pay? Ricabene. Burkent. Phil Ricabene will switch it out wide to Lundy. Up the line, Stefan Valentini slips over. Stella. Got 2 players sliding in on him. In the end, Lundy gives away the foul. Just when Francesco Stella turned forward, really didn't have many options in front of him, so try to hold on to the ball. Jack Morgan has a chat now to Brandon Lundy for that sliding challenge. Switching ball. Can be a little bit difficult in the wind. Boland, again beaten to it by Kearney. Now Kamal Ibrahim to Clark. Out wide. The ball goes out for a throw. Ibrahim trying to turn. No foul. Burkent. Supporter trying to make it hard for Avengers to play out, and they give up the ball. Now Lee. Maker in midfield. Clark over the top, looking for the run. Beakhurst can't get there. Oldfield fires it out, looking for Valentini. Sakaya. Chopped down by Clark. Sakaya just picks himself up. He wants to get the game going. And Jack Morgan won't allow him to do it. He's got a point here, because if he's not going to give a yellow card for that challenge, he should allow Sakaya just to keep the game going. And now he's brought the two captains across to have a chat. So Morgan has a chat, so there's no card. See the disappointment in the Avondale players. They wanted to keep the game going quick. The wind's really picked up at the moment. Hillier will have to go back to Oldfield. Slices it out wide. Lundy keeps it in. Clark. Lundy. Now Sakaya. Trying to work in a tight little area. Clark almost fouled him again. Still gets past Clark. Karoma. In the end, weight of numbers, and Kearney gets it clear. Now Kamal Ibrahim. Neat little turn there on Reed. Plays it over through the middle. Here's a chance for Beakhurst. And Oldfield gets out there. Gets it away from Beakhurst. Kamal Ibrahim just creating something from nothing, really. That was a smart turn on Reed. And it looks like down is Daniel Clark holding his knee. So he's allowed to get medical treatment for the moment. Now Daniel Clark will make his way to the sidelines. With the Jack Petrie red card, Fletcher gets his second for Green Gully. So they're leading Heidelberg 3-2. As Gully look to get their second win of the season as well after a real scrappy game last week against Altona. Saw them with a 1-0 win. Zini goes through the gears and drives the ball forward for Avondale. Out wide. Couldn't find Valentini. Now Stella. Lundy wins it back. Sakaya turns away, wins the foul. Now Hillier. Half-time substitution for Avondale to Reed. Just got away from Ibrahim. Now Hillier will drive it forward over the top. Get there first, it will be Lee, and he clears the ball out for a throw. So plenty of action in the Gully Heidelberg game. We see Green Gully looking to join the Bentley Greens, Melbourne Knights and Hume City. There's two games and 2 wins. Also got Monday night action at Kingston City as they take on the Dandenong Thunder. Thunder will be disappointed with their performance at home last week against Hume City, which they lost 4-0. And Kingston in that game against Port Melbourne with a 0-0 draw. It's going to have Dean Manier and Demir Koulas on commentary for that game. And the big final game of the round. Still plenty of time to play in this one. Plenty of time for either side to get that first goal. Now Stella. Karoma, and they get the throw. So in the 64 minutes played so far. Throw in. Sakaya wins the ball back. Once again, he's held on to. Port Melbourne have really made it hard for him to play, and it's going to be a yellow card for throwing the ball away from Kamal Ibrahim. Not sure what he's complaining about. He was clearly held back. Sakaya. Then he picks up the ball and throws it away. You're always going to get a yellow card. Jack Morgan goes to his pocket. He's got Lee and Kamal Ibrahim in the book for the Sharks. Oldfield long. Boland. Can't get it. Sakaya forward. Kearney. Great turn from him. Konagaya to Clark. And now here's Yuta Konagaya. Plays it forward. Ibrahim. With Reid. Manages to hold on to the ball. Great work from the Sharks initially. And Reid gets it back, and now they can drive forward. Sakaya switches it out wide. Here's Zini. Lee has to get back in position. Zini drives it forward, cuts it back post. Up for the header is Valentini. And he wasn't able to get it towards goal. Sort of injury. Looks like such a solid challenge. Looks like Kearney, who challenged for that in the air, almost got sandwiched between his goalkeeper and Valentini. Excellent switch of play by Sakaya, and neat little ball from Zini to stand it up. Valentini was there, and it was a very difficult one among quite a few players there challenging for that. He goes out for a goal kick. As we wait for Symes. He's going to have to get a bit of treatment, as the two Port Melbourne players were worse for wear after that challenge. Symes stretches it out, got to knock to the back. They have only made the one substitution so far with Stella. They come on from Sam Ford. As players take a drink and sort of regroup. We're about 3/4 of the way through this game. Still no goals. We have seen quite a few goals in the other game and a red card. So 78 minutes played. Gully still holding that lead against Heidelberg. 3 goals to do with Jack Petrie from Heidelberg sent off. In the midfield. Over the top. Beakhurst can't get there. And it's Oldfield. Reid, a little bit slow bringing it up from the back. Ibrahim gets it back. Trying to turn. Reid makes the challenge. Can he save the corner? He can't. It's out for a throw. So Stella near the corner flag to throw it back in. In fact, he's going to leave it for Karoma. Now Ibrahim. I'll have another throw. Here's Stella. Trying to switch play. No one's really there, and it goes out for a goal kick. Just really hidden hope from Francesco Stella. He's trying to break into this starting lineup. He's got a good opportunity with 20-odd minutes to go in this game. So now it's Oldfield. You see Eastern Lions 2, Ballarat City 2. All these games are in the 80-plus minute, with Moreland Zebras 1, North Geelong 2. Langwarrin still have that 3-1 lead over Northcote. Melbourne City Youth 4, Murray United 2. In the 68th minute, Brunswick City 3, Werribee City 3. And in the 42nd minute, Manningham United 1, Springvale White Eagles 0, and Ballarat City and Whittlesea in the 40th minute are 1-1. Now, Conagaya loses out. Now, Valentini turns maker, gets the foul. Ricabene allowed to turn forward. Trying to find his brother. Does. Lee. Ball's deflected. It should be a corner. Jack Morgan says it's a goal kick, but pretty sure the last touch did come off Ricabene then. They get away with that one to Port Melbourne. Now Symes, great ball. Karoma turns forward. Zini wins it back. He's going to use his goalkeeper, Oldfield. Now Oldfield switches it out. Too much on that, and he's put it into the crowd. And Clark wants to take it quick, throws it in. Ibrahim with a turn, and the volley fires it over the top. See, the wind is pushing it towards the goal at the Reggio Calabria Club, the goal that Port Melbourne are attacking, and sort of pushing it to the corner towards the broadcast side. Ball long. Valentini over the top. Eager gets it clear. Valentini. Ricabene now. Jim Burkent in midfield. Sakaya. What can he do as he drives it forward? Conagay gets it clear, and now here's Clark. Clark through midfield. Poor pass from him. Ricabene just puts it out as a player is down in the centre circle. Looks like Jim Burkent. They've had to make 2 substitutions so far, have Avondale through injuries. Looks like it might just be a touch of cramp. It's not an overly hot day here, and it's probably 21, 22 degrees. We've still got a grandstand, sort of 18 or so minutes plus stoppage time to see if any side can get a winner. Port Melbourne going to start the season with 2 consecutive 0-0 draws. I think Avondale being the home side, it's up to them to really press on and try to get a winner. Liam Boland has been kept pretty quiet in this game so far. Looks like Yite Towns, who started last week, will be that substitution as Jim Burkent's heading straight to the tunnel. So that substitution will be made straight now. So Avondale with 3 little minor injuries. They've had to make 3 substitutions already. So I'll throw it back. Connor Gale gives it back to Oldfield. So what have we got a hold of us in the final moments of this game? The final 18 plus stoppage time minutes. All out wide. Lundy. Zini will chase after it. Karoma back to Symes. Symes slices it into midfield. Can't hold on to it. Lee. And Maker. A switching ball for Lee's. Gonna find Kamal Ibrahim. Able to hold on to it, but the offside flag goes up against him. Looked to be tight call. Now Lundy. Karoma and Zini. Foul by Karoma on Zini. So the Avengers will have this free kick. Reid into midfield. To Towns. Gets his first touch after just coming on. For Jim Burken, who's got an injury problem. Porter looking to do a second substitution soon. As Towns will drive it forward. Out wide. Cross back in. Symes will collect. That's a decent ball, big switching ball, and Kamal Ibrahim's offside again. Reid takes it quick. Sakaya. Avondale drive it forward. Good ball through. Zini fires it back across. He'll get a second chance. Lays it off for Valentini, and he skies his shot well over the top. So it's going to be Veli Sesnik to come on. It's going to be the youngster. Finn Beakhurst is going to make way. Veli Sesnik, who crossed over from Green Gully halfway through last year. One of the real exciting talents that we've seen in NPL Victoria. Beakhurst probably struggled to get into the game a little bit more in the second half, but quite a strong first half showing from the youngster, and Adam Pittick gives him a pat on the back, happy for his efforts. He's making his way here in NPL Victoria. You see the wind take hold of that one. Goes out for a goal kick. This really has been a game with not much goalmouth action. Kearney again in the air. Reid. Clark will get it back. Now Ibrahim. Rikabene goes through the back of him and gives away the foul. Jack Morgan has a talk to Phil Rikabene. He's not happy, but Kamal Ibrahim did control that ball and he did go through the back of him. So Daniel Clark. Looks like they might be trying to set up a wall. Chance for a set piece for Port Melbourne. Clark's ball's decent to the back post. Maker with a header, and it's just missed. For a moment then it looked like it was going to drop in. Heads the ball back across goal. And just like Matthew Reid's header in the first half, it just went over the top. Reid, pushed by Ibrahim, who's starting to give away quite a few fouls. He's already on a yellow card. And he's showing a little bit of dissent too. So now we wait for the ball to go back to Reid to take this free kick. Also heading towards the final stages in the other game. 89 minutes gone. Green Gully 3. Heidelberg 2 with that Jack Petrie red card. Ball over the top. Here's a go from Boland. Looks to have a snapshot, but ball finds its way to Zini. Back post. Good ball in. Just eluded Liam Boland. Now Veli Sesnik will bring the ball forward. Switching ball. Slice that as well, and Oldfield will be able to collect. Just feel there's going to be a real big moment still to come in this game. Could be now as Sesnik turns in midfield, wins it back. Poor pass. Now it's Reed. To Lundy. Wants Zini short. Karoma gets it out for a throw. As the Avengers look to build from the back again. James Ricabene. Ball inside. It's going to be Lee to pick it up. Now Kearney. Looking for support. Trying to go up the line. Cut out. The ball goes out for an Avondale throw. Phil Ricabene. Towns can turn in midfield. Now Hillier switches it out wide. Lee lets it bounce, and now he's going to have to clear it. He's done well to shield it out for a goal kick. Michael Lee coming down from Brisbane. You see with Adam Pittock being a Queensland coach, he's a real Queensland favourite to this side. It's going to be Symes who his last goal kick hit it way too far. Now it can be Ricabene to head it back to midfield. There you go. Now here's a chance for Clark to turn. Over the top. Says Nick. Great control from him. Lays it off to Clark. Daniel Clark. Great block by Ricabene. They still got it through. Kamal Ibrahim Reed away. Here's a chance. Stella, can he get a shot away? Way to numbers, gets it clear. Ricabene did well again. Now it's Lee. Back across. No foul on Stella. Now Ricabene up the line. Boland. He's got to hold on to it and find a teammate. He's done well now to Towns. Towns across the middle. And now Stefan Zini. Goes on the outside. Tries to power forward. Karoma wins the challenge. Well, to me, I think Karoma has won the ball there. Jack Morgan has pointed to the penalty spot. I had a really good vantage point of that, and it looks like Amadou Karoma's definitely won the ball and taken that away from Stefan Zini. But Jack Morgan's pointed to the spot, so Avondale have a great opportunity to take the lead late in this game. Let us know in the Facebook comments what you think of that. Looked like a really good challenge from the side, got the ball away. Jack Morgan still pointed to the spot, so now here's the chance for Liam Boland to give Avondale the lead. In the final 10 minutes of this game, Liam Boland, can he get a late goal for the Avengers? It's Boland, and Liam Boland scores the goal. He makes the most of the penalty decision, and Liam Boland has got his third goal for the season, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Avondale take the lead late-ish in this game. A real controversial decision. Jack Morgan's now going to talk to the Port Melbourne bench, who are incensed of this decision. And Adam Pittock's going to get a yellow card for dissent. Definitely let us know in the comments about that one. On position pretty much where the cameraman is, on ground level. And it looks like Jonathan Munoz, a substitute, is going to get a yellow card as well. So a couple of yellow cards to the bench. But Port Melbourne, the decision's made. Boland scored the goal. And now they've just got to try to focus back on the game to try to get an equaliser in this game. I feel for Port Melbourne over that decision. So Liam Boland with the goal. Port Melbourne to kick off again. Eager up the middle. It's going to be Oldfield. So, Oldfield now to take the kick. And we're seeing horrible decision in the comments. No way it was a penalty. Can we get a replay? I do apologise, just the one camera operation today, so no replay. I must admit, I've just seen it because it's on the Facebook stream. It is a delay from where I am, so I have seen the decision again. And to me, he's clearly won the ball, but Jack Morgan has given the penalty, so Avondale have made the most of it. So I've had the benefit of seeing it again. So now it's Reed, forward. No one's there. Karoma will pick it up. It's up to the Sharks to try to get this equaliser now as they push forward. Ball out wide. So, I must admit, I see Rodrigo Vargas says, can we get a replay or not? I've just been told from Andy Vargas it was a definite penalty here on the Avondale bench. Now, to me, I think that was a decision, a very poor decision in the end, having seen the replay. But that could decide the game. Liam Boland made the most of it. Now Lundy will play it forward, looking for Boland. Kearney, Sakaya can't control it. Who can win the ball here? Towns holds onto the ball for Avondale. So the Avengers look to make second straight win to start the season. Karoma. Kearney. It's done well to find Conagaya. And now Eager drives them forward. Hilliard read that well. Wins the ball. Looking for support. He's got that in Sakaya. Now Stefan Valentini. Drive it forward. It seems that late in this game, Avondale are quite happy just to hold on to the ball, deny Port Melbourne an opportunity to drive it forward. And that's the instructions I can hear from Zoran Markovsky. Conagaya over the top. Lundy did well to deflect that away from Stella. And it's going to be a substitution. Karoma makes way. So the fullback makes way, and it looks like Liam Ward, the youngster, to come on for Port Melbourne. Ball goes out for a throw. In fact, it is Liam Ward, so they made a quick substitution. Now Lundy to take the throw. We are heading towards the dying stages of this game. Is it going to be another big moment for the Sharks to get back into it and get a late equaliser? So far, Avondale have done well. Now Kearney. Karoma. Now here's Sesnick. Forced back by Riccobene. Comes across the midfield. He's done well. Couldn't find a teammate in Maker. Now Avondale get it back. Reed turns it over. He's out of position. Scampers back now and wins the header. Ball goes out for a throw. Goes to Port Melbourne. Back post, too much on it, out for a goal kick. And Avondale can relieve that little bit of pressure. So Chris Oldfield. Referee Jack Morgan tells him to not take too long on this goal kick. He got warned earlier in this game. As we are approaching the 90th minute. Wait to see how much stoppage time there will be. Ball out for a throw to Avondale. It's been a game with a few chances. Matthew Reid, 2 great headed opportunities in the first half. It's also a shot from Zini that just clipped the top of the crossbar. So the Avengers make a maker with the header that come very close, and then the penalty decision that Liam Boland dispatched. So in part, you must say that both sides have defended fairly well today, as it's going to be 6 minutes have gone up for stoppage time. So 6 minutes for Port Melbourne to try to get a late equaliser. Long ball bounces. Lundy, overhead kick, doesn't really get it clear. Stella, great challenge by Lundy to get it back. Once again, Markowski tells his team just to keep the ball. 6 minutes is a long time to go. Now Kearney drives it forward, over the top. Conagaya gets it in the box. Good turn. Can he find a teammate? Lays it off. Here's a chance. Kamal Ibrahim. Conagaya. Now Sakaya back. And Oldfield. Nearly got into a tangle, but they get it clear. Kearney wants to take the throw quick. Now Ward. Played over a minute in stoppage time already. Ball into the box. Conagaya, he's going to control it. Couldn't get a shot away. Kamal Ibrahim. Rolls a few players. All hands on deck for Avondale at the moment. Kearney fires it in. Conagaya. Back across, deflected off the crossbar. And it's going to go out for a corner. But Avondale defending very deep. And that deflection nearly deceived Chris Oldfield. So in the end, it was Green Gully getting a 4-2 win against Heidelberg. As we stick with this game. Corner in. Decent ball, but Oldfield collects. As Michael Eager was behind him. And Oldfield's gone down. Picks himself up now. Still got over 3 minutes to play. Long ball, it's going to bounce. Lee and Kearney. Kearney almost ran into trouble. Gets away with it. Sesnick. Up the line to Clark. Right foot trying to cross it in. Wins the throw. Adam Pittick's telling a few of his defenders to push forward. Make a maker with a turn. Sakaya clears. It's going to be Ward. Crossfield ball, doesn't get enough on it. Towns to Sakaya. Great challenge by Maker. Here's a chance for Simon. Michael Eager is forward. It's over his head though. It's going to escape everybody as the wind took it. Out for a goal kick. So far, Avondale have been able to navigate this late pressure from the Sharks. Now Oldfield goes long. Ricabene slices it out, gives the ball back to the Sharks. Chance for Cesnik to turn. The numbers in the box, just got to try to cross it in. They're going to get themselves another corner. So Clark over to take it. Even the goalkeeper Symes has pushed forward as Port Melbourne look to get this late equaliser. Decent ball in. Still not cleared. Symes with the overhead. He's always going to give away a foul for trying that with so many players around. Symes is sprinting back. Doesn't matter because Avondale are in no rush to take this as we approach the dying embers of this game. So now it's Oldfield. Just hear Jack Morgan scream out he's going to pay a little bit of extra stoppage time. Because of these goal kicks, Oldfield clears. Eager away. Sakaya just puts it in the corner. One final chance it is for Port Melbourne to bring it forward. Kearney. Crossfield ball. Cesnik will get there first. But all he could really do is go up the line. Tries to chase after it. His pressure gets Port Melbourne the throw. Now Eager. Kearney to cross it in. Fires it in. Now Ward. Not much time to go in this game. Kearney will get another chance. Now Eager. Boland, in fact Reed defends to Boland. And the full-time whistle blows and Avondale get the win at home to keep their charge to 2 wins from 2 games. Port Melbourne with a draw last week in this game in defeat. It was a tough battle between the two sides. Must have been quite a fairly defensive game, but it is a penalty decision that Liam Boland dispatched from the penalty spot that's separated the two sides today. We've seen in the comments what your thoughts are of that decision. I think I have pretty much the same. I don't think it was a penalty. Jack Morgan and the man in the middle gave it, and it is Avondale who make the most of it. Liam Boland's penalty in the 83rd minute separate the two sides, and it is Avondale 1, Port Melbourne 1. My name is Chris Gleeson. I really hope you've enjoyed the coverage here from Avenger Park, and we look forward to the final NPL game on Monday night as Kingston City take on Dandenong Thunder, which should be an exciting clash for Monday night football in the southeast. Always keep in touch with the NPL Victoria Facebook and NPL Victoria YouTube page. Also, the WNPL YouTube and Facebook page for live games. You can always catch the under-20s too on Monday night before the main game. So we hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Thanks for interacting with the comments, and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekends. My name's Chris Gleeson. Thank you and goodbye.